true. You want to go jump into battle rap now? You got anything sports you want to hit first?
Nah, I think I'm good. If anybody got any questions or anything they want to talk about, they can post it in the chat and we'll touch back on it. But we can go to battle rap now.
Bet. Also, coming soon, like we can do it now, but I don't want to do it today. Coming soon, I'm going to start posting the link to have you guys, if you want to jump on, holler at us, you have questions, you want to be a part of the show. Maybe not next week, but maybe in a couple of weeks, we're going to post that. You guys can join in, come in, have a take, to quote Jim Rome, have a take, do not suck. Get your bars off, and you can be a part of the show. So, all right, cool. Let's jump into battle rap then, man. You know, this was, before we get to URL, let's start with you first, sir, because you've had some interesting developments in your career here, right? So since last time we were on, ARP, RBE, A Ward versus Ill Will, April 3rd, going down in Atlanta, man. Like, you know, we obviously in the group chat, we've had lots of discussions, and you talked about, you know, you and ARP were having some discussions, and it, you know, there were some names being thrown around, and you hit us up like, yo, I actually missed the phone call. Like, I don't know if I was the first phone call.
Yeah. You were the first phone call, and then Loso was the second, and then he missed it too. So I called Saga, and then Saga answered. I was like, "Yo,
that's what's up." So, Ill Will. So, how does it feel? Like, this is, I mean, the biggest match of your career, right? I mean, I don't shout out to Ilmac. I think Ilmac previously was that, but this is now a step up because of just how dangerous Ill Will is, right? Like, he's one of the most well-rounded battlers on the face of the planet right now. So, your thoughts, man, on taking on Ill Will, RBE, April 3rd, man.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you hit it on the head, man. That's it's the biggest battle of my career. Ill Will on a stage in front of hundreds of people, because it's in Georgia, and you know, Georgia's got very COVID friendly, if that makes sense. You know, they're gonna allow people in the building. You're gonna have people on stage. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be someone who commands a stage, who is very good at commanding a stage, and someone who finished as a top 5 battler, you know, in last year's rankings. So, and on, you know, arguably, you know, one of the top 3 battle rap leagues in the world. So everything lines up, man. Opponent, atmosphere, venue, league. You know, the one thing I caught flack for last year, we all know, was like beating certain people on certain leagues and not battling, not everything lining up. So, you know, this makes sense. I think it's gonna. Everybody knows this is the real main event. This is the main event for battle rappers. You know what I mean? So of course, Hitman Holla and Cassidy, they're gonna bring the eyes to the event. That's the main event on the card. Hitman Holla versus Cassidy. The eyes are gonna be there. The celebrities are gonna be watching. The pay-per-view sales are attached to their name. But for battle rappers, for the battle rap scene, for all the media, everybody knows. This is the big joker, you know, this is the guarantee. Boom, you know. So at any point during the night, you know, if the event's not going good, yo, let's put A Ward and Ill Will up, because that's how it's gonna be, you know. So we started out talking about Rosenberg Raw, who I'm still gonna smoke in the future. Like, that's, he is not beneath me, and he's definitely been talking, running his mouth and stuff on Champion. So we talked about Rosenberg Raw. We went back and forth, and then I'm kind of like you guys, you know. ARP hit me up and said, yo, I think we good. Can I send you a contract? And I'm just like, yeah, for who? And he was like, Ill Will. I was like, oh my. I was like, you know what? All right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. You know, I didn't hesitate. I was like, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it's good. It's good. I'm coming off of 2 good battles, 2 good 3-round battles with Nestle on King of the Dot and Riggs on Wartown. And then I'll have Ill Will as another 3-round battle. So all of this happening in the first 3-4 months of the year is just good momentum for the rest of the year. So I'm excited. It's definitely going to be my toughest battle to date. I think so. I definitely think so with what he brings to the table. So
that's what's up. And you mentioned, you know, you had a couple of drops happen. Riggs versus A Ward, Wartown Battle League. Shout out to Clone. A dope battle, really good back and forth. Enjoyed that jump. And then dang, I just blanked on the other one that just dropped. Oh, Nestle. Shout out to Organic, shout out to King of the Dot. You know, that was a nice back and forth. Shout out to the homie Trent, who said, you know, Nestle 30'd you in entertainment value. And shout out to Ness, who's one of, you know, he's one of those guys that I personally like. I was in person to see him battle Rum Nitty, which was a dope battle. So two
Very
dope
dope
battles back to back. And I feel like, I feel like for you every year, your year always kind of starts off like this, right? Like it always kind of starts off very like a couple really dope battles that drop against some really good names and really good competition. We just got to keep that energy going to that middle part of the year, because I feel like you always end the year strong too. So it's just
because these leagues get their income taxes back, and then they book you for the first 3 months of the year. Then they run out of money, and nobody's got plates. No. But yeah, I agree. Last year we had Danny Myers, and then the Geechee Gotti and B Dot, and the Mac Myron. That was 3 in the first 4. But yeah, so I've already got 2 other 3-round battles booked that I think are on good leagues. One really, really good league, and one reputable league. And so they're not announced yet, but so I'm excited about those as well. So going into May, I should have 5 3-round battles already done against good competition, names on good leagues and stuff. So I'm excited.
That is what's up. The homie Jesse said, any battles coming to KC for you when COVID lets up?
Yo, shout out to my guy Chapo. He hit me up about 2 weeks ago. Chapo, if y'all don't know, is one of the guys that owns the Connects KC, where you see me battle Chef Trez, and you see me battle Eli B and all of the other guys on the local scene. He asked me about May and June. I told him I would love to. Kansas City, Missouri's open back up. The Riot Room's open back up. If you watch me versus Chef Trez, I think that's a very dope event space. I like the feel of the Riot Room battles. I like the stage and the crowd and stuff. It's really dope. So I told Chapo, I said, yeah, let's do it. I always give him a really good price because it's the home league. And I told him, like, call Av, Nitty, and Big T. And, let's see what we can do here in Kansas City, because I want to bring those the way that Kansas City received Chef Trez. They loved him.
Absolutely.
And I know they will do the exact same for those 3 guys, and it will bring, that battle rap to Kansas City. So hopefully we can get, something like that done here for May, June. So.
All right. So this topic is way over covered, and you address it a million times, but I want to shout out to A+. Yep. I want to make sure we get your question here. He asked, are you ever going to make your URL debut?
Actually, URL is debuting on A Ward's YouTube channel. No. Yes, I will. I firmly believe I will. Like, if you had to say, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence in that you will battle on URL one day? I would tell you it's a 9. I would tell you that I firmly believe I will. Everything with me has always been about timing. Even jumping into battle rap has been about timing. And I think that's very important with the URL debut. And so we've been in conversations. URL, great people, and we've had some swings and some misses, and we've had things locked in and things fall through. But just watch my battles and enjoy them. And then that one day when you see the flyer drop and the world goes crazy, just know that it made sense. Pun intended.
Absolutely. All right, cool. All right, so speaking of URL, they had their version of All-Star Weekend go down. They had the super fight on Saturday, Kings versus Queens 2 on Sunday. So let's go ahead and jump into these battles, man, and just recap them. So we're going to start from the bottom to the top. First battle was Danny Myers versus Kid Chaos, man. A dope battle. I got a question I'm going to ask you. I'm going to let you get your bars off of how you felt that battle went. I had it Danny 3-0. I went back and watched it back. I feel like Danny Kid Chaos kind of reminds me a little bit of Danny versus St. Mike. Like, St. Mike was good in that battle. Chaos was better than St. Mike. So I want to get that out there, but I think Danny showed levels. And so I got a question I want to ask about Kid Chaos in particular, but I want you to give your take on that battle.
Yeah, I had a gentleman's 30 as well, but I had it as it didn't have to be a gentleman's 30. I think that, like, Kid Chaos is very, very confident in his material and how he writes. And I think that is maybe hindering him a little bit, because we all live in this headspace as writers of, I'm not dumbing it down. I'm not watering it down. I'm not making my stuff digestible. I don't want to be like these other guys. But there is a way to not compromise your pen and still communicate points, effectively. And I think what it was when I watched Kid Chaos, he's rapping really well. Everything's layered. It intertwines and stuff like that. but I think that there weren't big enough punches that it led up to, and every round he lost me for about 45 seconds. And when you're battling somebody like Danny Myers, who is pow, 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 that 45 seconds is so key to you not winning that round. So he wrote incredibly, you know what I mean? And I just think that maybe if he was able to cut the filler, build up a little bit to some bigger haymakers, rather than just, it's like electricity because currently the circuit you're on, light, you know what I mean? Like like I said, he's incredible, but not everything has to be like that, if that makes sense. And I think that, what you're finding is if you had to point out the biggest Kid Chaos round of all time, what would it be?
Probably something in the Ultimate Madness, right?
The default round.
Oh, default. Okay, yeah. I was thinking some Ultimate Madness.
When he rapped like someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's all I'm saying is like he doesn't have to like do. Obviously, he's not going to go into beat, but you have to understand, that people will catch up. But like this is not that Loaded Lux era where we don't care. It's the Lux we remember. We're going to listen to him rap. You have to find ways to kind of do that. So I had Danny Myers winning 3-0, Gentleman's 30, but like you said, Chaos did really well.
Yeah, and I mean I think you hit on a major point that I was going to make. When I say this, I'm not saying this as a diss. So please, no one take this as a diss because I come from a spoken word world, right? But for me, when I watch Chaos, sometimes when he goes into kind of that. I'm trying to think what was one of those ones where he did that kind of like the what's up with me bar, like he's like, you've been watching my progress, you've seen the marks I've been making, like he has all of that. It reminds me of a spoken word artist because spoken word artists, they have that space to do that where you can bring out, you can talk, do all those things to say, hey, you're not on my level, right? Like you can do all of that, but then when you contrast it with a guy like Danny who goes, he does the sandwich scheme, right? Then he goes, Arsenal did this, Lux brought this. Now I did that sandwich scheme to ask, what do you bring to the table? Right. And like, it's like you said, when it's back to back like that, and you're being drawn out. And if, like you said, if that punch is not hitting at the end of that, then we're just sitting there like, okay, what's next?
And guys that are layered and like scheme, like the minute a puncher goes and does a scheme that hits, it neutralizes you because then he goes back to just punching your head off. You know what I mean? And now it's like, hey, if I wanted to do that, I think about like when I hit DNA, with the wheel air up, spare, show you a flat round or whatever. Like if I want to do that, I could do that, but I'm not just going to do that, And so I think Kid Chaos is an incredible talent. I actually hope that him pairing with Arsenal for Double Impact, Arsenal brings some personality and some just like directness and different things out of him that maybe he hasn't like experienced with. And I hope that really like, kind of motivates him in the future and is around. So.
Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Shout out to Kid Chaos though. I do think you're dope.
Definitely.
And Danny, I mean, Danny is Danny. Like Danny, I'm trying to think. There was another one, the State of Chaos. Joan, it was another one he had, and I was just like, bro, come on, Danny. But anyway. B-Dot versus Shotgun Suge. All right, so I'm gonna start on this one. I'm gonna start on this. So B-Dot versus Shotgun Suge. I feel like this is I call it the curse of high expectation and the gift of none. And exactly. I coined that phrase back when Loso faced none, right? And the gift of high expectation, the curse of none, because None was dope. Like, I don't want to sit here and act like None wasn't dope, but people thought Loso was going to smoke None. When it didn't happen, the battle then becomes graded on the curve. Mm-hmm. And I think the same thing is happening to Shotgun Suge. First, let me say, Shotgun Suge had one of my favorite bars on the weekend. I said this on social media. The Bad Pan-African bar was one of the two bars.
It was one of the ones.
It stuck with me. It was one of my bars of the weekend. Shotgun Suge was motivated, a little choppy at times, but for the most part, he got through his material and it was dope. And it was one of the best Suges we've seen in a minute, right? However, B-Dot 2-1, maybe 3-0. What are we doing, bro? Like, we not doing this. We're not doing this. Just because Suge beat your expectations does not mean he beat B-Dot. B-Dot got that clear. It was 3 fire rounds. B-Dot doing what B-Dot does. Dope angling. But again, shout out to Suge. It was a really good Suge. And like you put on Twitter, if this is what happens when he gets someone that he asked for and that he wants to battle, then all 2021, I only want to see Suge battle opponents that he's asked for. Don't give him no other plates. I don't want to see him versus, I'm just throwing names out here, right? I don't want to see him versus Prep. I don't want to see him versus Ryder. If he ain't asking for him, don't send for him. All right. Yeah. What do you think?
No, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. So, but it's frustrating because it's like watching a team score like 90 points a game, and then one day they win like 72-68, and you're like, yo, that was a boring win. That wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like you're so used to B-Dot, just angling and taking off on his opponent, and I did think it was an underwhelming B-Dot. I thought he was good, but comparing him to his previous performances, and that's the curse part of it. It's like, yo, we're not comparing him to previous performances. Compare him to Suge, Yep. And like you said, Suge came and Suge showed that he wanted that battle. You know what I mean? Suge wanted that battle. He wanted to prove with the pins. He wanted to, his stock has been like, he's been the gatekeeper. He's battling Nuns and battling Jerry West and young cannons and stuff like that. And like that's what he was trying to prove. So I think it was 2-1. I had B-Dot 2-1. And I think, Suge ended around early. And I think his angle about the gangs and everything that he did against B-Dot was good. It wasn't great. Like I didn't get, a certain feel. But yeah, I had B-Dot 2-1, and I see B-Dot, going around saying he won, he 30'd him or whatever. I think when it drops on the app, you'll see that B-Dot gets the win as well. I don't know what it was on Caffeine. I don't remember. Did it have Suge?
That's a great question.
I think they might have had Suge 2-1 on Caffeine.
I think, you know what? Let me see if I can find that, because I think Let's Talk Battle Rap might have had that information. Shout out to France and CC at Let's Talk Battle Rap. But I think they had that information. Yeah. I just got to see if I can find it.
I'm sure they do. They could probably tell you at, what.
No, B-Dot won. B-Dot won because I remember a tweet of them posting that B-Dot, his record improved to something on the Caffeine fan vote. So yeah, B-Dot did get that.
Shout out to my guy JC in the chat, the real JC, man. Y'all tap into the real JC. He battled Avocado on Ruin Your Day. Go Google that battle and check him out. Yo, that's my guy.
So I'm gonna post this question here. It's from Aaron Joyner, and he asked, "Do you think votes on Caffeine or the app matters?"
Unfortunately, yes, they do. Because the minute that they happen, Let's Talk Battle Rap post a picture of it, then everybody else posts a picture of it, and they go in and say, "Oh, the guys won 3-2 or the girls won 3-2," and all they do is paint narratives of wins and losses immediately. They literally have cornered all of the URL battlers into doing judged battles every battle without asking them if it was okay. When you ask me to do a judge battle, my price goes up. So if I'm taking a risk of some judges, of certain group of people telling me I lost a battle in a subjective sport, you know what I mean? Like my price goes up. Yeah, I need this much money, in case you don't have competent people to judge my battles. So, and when it comes to the fans voting, like oftentimes it's a popularity contest, sometimes it is, sometimes it's the gift of, no expectations, you know what I mean? So it's very difficult in battle rap to have, a judging system, but I do think they matter because, like I said, narratives painted. Jay the Nightwing is undefeated on the app right now. Somebody like Averb has 0 wins on the app right now. And so it's just they definitely matter. I think behind the scenes in negotiations between maybe Smack, Beasley, and their battle rappers, they don't matter as much. I think a guy like Loso, losing to Nun, he's not getting a negotiation. They're like, well, you took an L to Nun. You know what I mean? Like he still knows his value. They're still, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, good question. All right, cool. Let's jump into the next battle. Rum Nitty
Hold on, Aaron. I'm gonna hit that question just a second. Rum Nitty versus Holmesy. Holmesy the God, or Homie the Gizzard, as Holmesy.
You're gonna have to do this one because I caught bits and pieces of this battle.
So I need to finish watching the battle. Because in the moment, I thought Rum Nitty won 2-1. I thought Rum Nitty got the first 2 rounds. I thought that in the third, while Nitty's punches are always creative, they're always fire. But I feel like in that third, he was not as direct as Holmesy was. Well, Holmesy had the, you don't have a million view battle. I've seen some people kind of critique that and say, well, neither do you.
Yeah.
So how are you going to come at Nitty about not having, these million view battles or whatnot?
I did that with Sharon. So I know the dynamic. I did that in the third round against Sharon, where I talked about that, he's like, he doesn't have a top 30 battle in views on King of the Dot, and he's supposed to be the King of the Dot guy. So I know when I was writing it, I was like, man, I have to communicate this in a way that it kind of attacks him, but doesn't in turn look like, yeah, okay, Ward, you average 100,000. Shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I thought Holmesy was dope. I thought he was really good. Now, my fear is when I go back and watch this, that I'm going to be like, man, what am I thinking? Nitty 30. Now, granted, Nitty's my favorite battle rapper in the world, non-horseman division. He's my favorite battle rapper in the world, and I don't know. But like I said, I got through the first round on the playback, and Nitty got the first clear. I mean, the punches are just crazy. But I will say this about Holmesy, and I wish that Loso was here so I could get his response to this. But back in 2018, I believe, Survivor Series DMV, Holmesy was taking on Big Cannon. Shout out to Big Cannon. He should have got champion of the night that night instead of Clean Paper. But I digress. Big Cannon did not go to the face-off. So Holmesy was sitting there. Loso was in the building. Holmesy sat down and, tried to say that, Loso couldn't mess with him. And Loso, in the most respectful, disrespectful way, told him, "You're not worth my time." Long story short,
he's still not.
I don't know. I'm not saying it has to be the next battle. I'm saying that Holmesy has leveled up enough. He's, in my opinion, he's done enough to merit a battle.
I was getting ready to ask you the opposite thing, because now I have nothing against Holmesy. I think there's been rounds that I think that are very good. His material for Saga, I loved. I have nothing against Holmesy, but since he's been put on caffeine, I don't know that he's clearly won a round. I think B-Dot 30'd him. I mean, I say caffeine, my bad. Just the B-Dot, and then I think Rum Nitty. What you're saying is you could probably argue that Rum Nitty won every round.
You could.
So I ask you, like, is Holmesy, by just competing with these two guys, is he securing his place as someone that will continue to get the caffeine looks on the super fight cards, the anniversary cards, or is he kind of coming back down to where he'll be on some non-caffeine battles and maybe like in an Ultimate Madness 3 or something to that extent? I haven't seen anything from Holmesy since maybe the Saga battle that I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like against Danny, he had a good round. I think Danny was right after Saga, and then obviously with Bill Collector, that was not, that battle was not worth watching.
So it went Saga, EK, then Danny. Danny was the final four.
Okay. Yeah. So I ask, do you think that he's done enough, or he's keeping his stock high enough to stay in the position to where he's getting those types of looks? So you might say, yeah, he could battle Loso off caffeine, maybe in one of the other, but I just don't know if right now. I mean, Loso is.
Yeah. What? Okay, I hear you. So he went all the way off the screen just to prove the point.
All the way.
Listen, I'll say this. I think so. The B-Dot battle, first of all, I give him respect for even taking that battle because he was coming off what was that, Summer Madness? Is that Summer Madness or Known?
Whichever one he battled Bill Collector on?
Yeah, I think that's Known. That might be Known. I can't remember. No, it's Summer Madness.
It was Summer Madness, yeah.
So you got to think he had went through the Ultimate Madness tournament. and then he came back maybe a month later to battle B Dot on that super fight card. So I could say he probably wasn't at 100%, right? Because you had 5 battles in maybe 2 months time, maybe 3 months time. I can't remember the time frame. He comes.
Did B Dot battle T Top on that same card? No, B Dot battled T Top on the anniversary.
No, that was also Summer Madness. I think B Dot. Hold on, let's find out.
Because I think B Dot had a real quick turnaround with when he battled Holmesy.
True, but again, it's still not 5 battles in 2 months' time, though.
Okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that. And it was Summer Madness. It was Summer Madness 10. So they were on the same card together. So it's still not the same turnaround when you've been using all these bars against Saga, EK, Danny Myers, Bill Collector. Now you're battling one of the best battlers who beat. We're talking about B Dot, champion of the year, top 3 B Dot at this point, right? And then again against Rum Nitty, he's Rum Nitty. Like it's not like he struggled. And never mind, I'm not gonna mention names because then if somebody hears it, somebody's gonna get him upset. But it's not like he's battling some mid-tier guy, and it's just like he's barely keeping up or he's edging the battle. Like again, I think on playback it's probably gonna get nasty for Holmesy. Like I said, I just got through the first round. I didn't get through the rest of the battle. But I think he was entertaining. I think the approaches that he took, while again they are worthy of critique, I think they were pretty good. Good.
Cool.
So, again, he's piqued my interest in a Loso battle. I'm not saying that, hey, Loso, you got to see Holmesy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying he's piqued my interest in terms of watching that battle. But all right, y'all let us know what y'all think. We got some questions that I'm going to hit at a certain time. There's a question about Loso in particular in Holmesy that I'm going to ask when we get to Loso versus Vixen. All right, so the main event from that night, Mike P, Real Sick. I'm going to say it now. I said it once. I said it again. It's a classic. It's an instant classic. I know it when I see it. I don't call everything classic. It's a fire battle. I've already watched it back. I'm going to watch it back again. When it drops on the app, I'm going to watch it a few more times. It's one of those. So to me, a really good battle, I don't care who wins. And the first time I watched it, watching it live, I didn't score. I wasn't trying to memorize bars or I was just enjoying being in the moment and watching 2 MCs at the top of their game battle each other. I watched it back. And after the watch back, I gave it the sick 2-1. You talk me into Mike P getting the second and the third when I watch it the next time. That's how good the battle was. But please hear me. This is a classic. Give these men their flowers. You got patterns that rhyme. I got patterns that's mine. Are you serious? Are you, bro? What did he say? Call of Duty is the only time you can kill people who look like me. My religion says I can carry weapons. What makes you think I won't do that? Man, I won't do the same to your temple. Come on, bro. Crazy. Go ahead and take it away because I could keep going.
Yeah, no, bro. Like, I look at the very, very fine things in like trying to pick a winner of a battle like this. It's almost not fair to even try to pick a winner. In battle rap, it's tough. Like I just battle Riggs, and it's like promoting myself as the winner is making Riggs feel like I'm saying something negative about him. You can't say anything negative about these two guys. What I'll say is my personal opinion. I thought Real Sick spoke on his wife, that situation, a little too much for my liking. I would have been okay with just like hitting on it, with maybe one big punch or whatever. But I thought he brought it up in a couple rounds, and he had a couple too much. And then you have patterns that rhyme. I have patterns that's mine. And then on the heels of Real Sick going into the cadence that Mike P used against Daylight with the light edit, the right edit, like Sick tries to mimic that cadence to use it against Mike P. So not only is it a haymaker of a bar, then Sick goes into a cadence, and it's just nobody raps like Mike P, like even just the well, I forget what he said. Ain't it willed off you? Would be rookie. one thing, smack the training wheels off. Like the way he sets the stuff up and the way he goes, bro, he's incredible, So I had it 1-1 going into the third. So I really did, live. But like you said, like it's disrespectful to even pick a winner. Real Sick is incredible. He's a star. I love how he used the I Stand With Farmers piece, but he tied it into his opponent instead of like throwing away his third, and the way that it came full circle and said I'm trying to get them, you're trying to get acceptance from this culture, the validation. Like it was just a fire bar. So yeah, man, I slightly edged Mike 2-1 if I had to pick a winner, but it's really not. They both won. I hate to say that.
And that's the mark of a great battle, when you don't care who wins. Like, again, I had to watch it back because I knew we were doing this show and I had to give an opinion on it. But that's one of those battles when it drops on the app. I think I did this for B Dot and Saga. So normally I use the reaction horn to tally who wins, right? Stuff I like, good rhyme patterns, good punches, rebuttals, so on and so forth. But like a battle that is great to me, like I never scored. I just watch it for enjoyment, just for the love of the art and the performance of the two MCs who are putting on. And again, hey, gentlemen, bravo. I appreciate y'all. Salute. That was an incredible battle. It's a classic, and you can't tell me different. I know it when I see it. All right, cool. So let's jump into Kings versus Queens 2. Went down on Sunday during the All-Star game. And again, I was able to. I watched more of this than I watched the All-Star game, especially once I saw the second quarter that Team LeBron, which that squad was filthy. Like, listen, GM LeBron.
It was not fair.
When I saw the starting five, like, I don't know if you saw Giannis.
Now, was Simmons and Embiid both on Durant?
I had to go back and look. I had to go back and look.
Okay.
But Giannis was being interviewed, and they say, so they tell him the starting five. So they say, yeah, the starting five is you, Steph, Luka, LeBron. Who am I missing? Who's the fifth guy? Luka, LeBron, Steph. No. It wasn't Brad. It's like somebody crazy. Steph, Luka, LeBron, Giannis.
No.
Hold up. I got to look this up and get this right. But yeah, so but they tell him, yo, this is your starting five. He goes, really? He goes, oh, it's over. It's over. Like that's like the squad was just crazy. I mean, so yeah, so I mean, like I said, I watched more Kings versus Queens than that particular battle. Or that particular game. So let's jump into it. JC versus First Lady Flames. I mean, JC left Earth, man. Like, and again, this was not Flames was dope. Like, first of all, it cracks me up how much they sounded like literal, literal tone and pitch. Like, if you close your eyes, you're like, okay, JC sounds a little different. Yeah. What's going on? Mm-hmm. Flames is fire. I first heard of Flames, got put on to her when she battled Coffee, which that's a dope battle. And her pen is really nice. But JC, he, like you talked about, oh wow, I got a pit stain.
Commercial. Time for the commercial.
He left Earth. He went
Earth. Yeah.
But yeah, what your thoughts on that battle?
I mean, it started to me like the same way that Super Fight started. A gentleman's 30 against somebody who that put up a formidable opponent that put up a fight. But I seen a tweet and I agree with it. Like, Loso had round of the weekend. JC's first round for Lady Flames was second. It literally, he came out, and that's what you have to do. You have to show separation. If you don't show that separation, you will lose to the queens. I promise you. Like, it will happen. I had T-Top beating Coffee. The app has Coffee beating T-Top because it's close. Tay Rock and Official, I didn't see that. But from what I gather is that Official's winning on the app because you have to come out in the first, second round, hit them in the mouth, metaphorically, and just, take off on them and show that I didn't come here to play with you, and so that's what JC and Loso both did. And I think that JC, like you said, Flames was really dope. And she had some good stuff. There was point in times where JC's pushing her across the building and smacking her and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, this is hilarious. How because he really respected her material. But yeah, but JC was just he was on another level.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to JC, and shout out to Flames too. Really dope performance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we just mentioned it. Round of the weekend. Loso versus Vixen the Assassin.
Round of the year, as of right now.
It's going. Oh, that's stamped. Like that's certified. Going to be a contender for round of the year.
Yeah.
Moment of the year is going to be in a contention for that as well. First from Loso's really dope. He's applying pressure. Vixen tries to come out in the second and rebuttal, and it throws her off a little bit. And props for her for getting it back.
Yeah.
Then that second round happens. Then the second round. So there are a few moments of watching battle rap for me when I have like for real lost my mind. Like I've just like you know how Tay-Rock can hit that really high octave when he's laughing, like when he really likes a bar. For you, when you say to Colossus and you point to Marino never wins when it matters. On my lunch break, I'm in my car.
Right now. Lag game is strong right now. Yep.
Okay,
it's cool. I can hear you fine, but I can hear you fine, but the visual is you're starting out like Vixen's first round.
Oh no!
So we need you to get it back. We need you to get it back.
All right. So I'll say this. I heard Loso second. I was pulling up to pick up some food. And when I hear that second round, I'm in my car yelling, losing my mind. And I cannot believe this round. This round is unbelievable. She talked to Swave, Mad, talked to Pat, nice. Talked to Jay, Blacks, talked to Smack. I have watched that round. I'm ashamed at how often I've watched that round since it dropped. Like I should be ashamed of myself. Your take on the battle.
Dog, there's just bars and moments and different things. I'm not even a big Jack Boy main fan, but I'll tell you this much. I spent 2 weeks walking around. He heard bow and he heard bow in the back of his mouth. Like like things like moments and bars like that hit you a certain way. And the same thing is with the second round. Obviously, Loso's my sparring partner. That's my bro, So I heard the rounds before, he was going into it. They were supposed to battle, and then the COVID issue happened or whatever. And he did not alter and did not change anything in his first 2 rounds. He knew that his first 2 rounds were locked. He'd been on that. Like, that's why he's walking around smiling in the face off. The dude was sitting on a missile, ready to just unleash it, and there was nothing that she could do with them first 2 rounds, and so that I'm just so glad that as an artist, like you're thinking in your head, like I have this haymaker, I have this punch, I have this moment in my battle. Just enunciate all the words, get it out. You know what I mean? If I slip up on any word, please don't let it be that moment. You know what I mean? And I'm just so glad that, he showed how just lethal he is, from the camera work to the delivery to the cake. I mean, he just really got the bar off, and it did. I would say the conversations we had before, like, yo, this is about to shake the freaking building. You know what I mean? And it did that times 10. It really came off a lot better. And that first round, he came out crazy, rattled her. She tries to rebuttal, and in that second round, it was one of them ones where it's like nobody was saying like, all right, 1-1 going into the third. Everybody was saying like, oh my, she might get bodied, like And so shout out to Vixen though. Like, she's a professional. She does very well. She's a talented writer, a talented performer. But it's just a case of what I said just a minute ago. Is like, Loso came out and showed separation in all aspects, rapping, angles, punching, all that stuff.
All right, so I want to ask you this question. And how am I looking? Am I still in a bad place?
Yeah, you still look like one of the Picasso pictures. It's like, the little fuzzy. You guys, you're a little fuzzy.
All right, so I'm gonna post this question Go listen, everybody. Don't watch this on YouTube. Go to the podcast. Go listen to the audio version. All right. So, Aaron Joyner asked a question: what's a better win for Loso, Holmesy or Vixen? Now, no disrespect to Holmesy, none at all.
None.
Vixen, and Easy. It's not close. It is clear.
Nope.
It is clear. Holmesy is nice. Vixen has, I mean, she's the woman of the year. She was predicted to win this battle. I think if you put Holmesy versus Loso, Loso's going to be the favorite. He was the underdog coming into this battle. And so beating the woman of the year, who, you know, was almost in the top 20. I mean, there was a huge argument to put her in the top 20. It's her. Like, there's no other discussion about it. Like, that's in the story. You want to follow it up anything?
No, no disrespect to Holmesy, but the trajectory Vixen's career was at, it was like wild to me how many people had Vixen beating Loso clearly. Like, Loso did not just come off of 30ing Emerson Kennedy. Who else did he battle?
Callie Smooth.
Callie Smooth. Well, there was another URL battle, wasn't there? Or was it just Emerson Kennedy after none?
So after none,
Ryder and Emerson Kennedy. Like, in my opinion, he 30 both of them. In my opinion, he 30 JC as well. So outside of the none battle, like, we're talking about 3 of his last 4 URL opponents. I felt like that he won clearly and 30 them. Ryder, I think there's one round where Ryder got crazy. And I think it might be a close round, but yeah, it was wild to me that people were just kind of like, and it was solely off the DNA battle. I mean, what she did to DNA and how good DNA's been lately. But yeah, man, the Vixen battle is a much better win. Loso's already announced that he's got chess coming up, which is a crazy battle, a fire battle. But personally, like, if I don't know when that battle is or what happens in that battle, but like, to me, Loso could sit out and be on Summer Madness or Gnome. Like, he could literally just sit out and say, yo, no, I need T-Top on Gnome, or I need somebody So. All
right, cool. All right, so let's keep it moving. Next battle. How am I looking? Am I getting any better?
Oh yeah, you're good now.
All right, sweet. And I'm about to call Google Fiber and say, what's up, man? What's up? Y'all promised me the best Wi-Fi in the game.
They're going to say, don't lift your arms up on cam no more.
Oh, man. All right, next battle on the card. So we just did JC Loso. Coffee.
Averb. Oh, no, Coffee T-Top. Yep.
Oh, boy. I feel like we should do the Averb one now. Just get out the way. Coffee T-Top. Yo, shout out to Coffee. I mean, obviously there was a lot of, controversy surrounding her name of, what happened with you and not battling and the back and forth. And I thought that T-Top, because T-Top is one of the best anglers in the game, I thought he would go to that more and be more effective with it. But I think that Coffee got this. I think this is one of the times where I feel like the caffeine vote got it wrong. I did not disagree with the caffeine vote much this past weekend, but I thought they got this wrong. I thought Coffee edged the second and the third, and I thought she got it 2-1. What do you think?
Man, this is where I get crucified. Like, I just listen. Like, I think Coffee had good material. I just can't get past the delivery side of it. Everybody keeps saying they love her energy, and I'm okay with that too. But like, I don't enjoy listening to Coffee rap because the delivery to me and the cadence, it's just not fluid. It's just not. I mean, I said it when I was battling her. Like, the syllables don't match perfectly. It doesn't come off, and that's one of the things where when I'm watching it, like, you could be saying the most fire material, and like people like Miss Hustle, it's not as prevalent in her delivery, but in Coffee's delivery, like, she had a bar that I thought was fire. She said, amateur golf, I'm swinging on tee misses, or whatever. So she's like, amateur golf, I'm swinging on tee misses. I think it's a fire bar. But like, as I'm saying it, it sounds good. When I listen to her say it, the delivery and the everything is just not. So like, I know that I'm scrutinizing, I'm being, way too picky or whatever. So, but for my personal enjoyment, I had T-Top. What's up, Ethan? What's up, bro? I had T-Top edging the battle, and I had him winning 2-1. What I will say is, I don't know if the angles were fake or not. I think I saw Coffee say he had to bring up 3 fake angles, and if he made up 3 fake angles, I mean, I don't expect that from T-Top. You had real angles, you know what I mean, that you could have really hammered down. But yeah, I just I don't know.
Hey, JC, hey, somebody give me that top tier beat.
Somebody, hey, let's go, JC. Put that back up. My guy.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, dope battle. All right. Let's get into it. Averb.
Let's hustle 3-0.
Man, listen, as someone, I'm a Midwest transplant, but I'm someone who's a fan of Averb, and I rock with Averb heavy.
Me too.
Bruh, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Like, I feel like if you want to know, if you want to get an idea of Averb's rounds for Miss Hustle, basically go listen to some records from I Don't Have a Heart, go listen to some records from Bliss, and go and listen to about 5 of his rants on women on his Instagram. And you got his rounds. That about sums it up. I know he said that he doesn't feel like he has the hunger anymore. And if that's the case, I hope he takes some time off. And if he doesn't feel like he has the hunger anymore, just retire. Like, you've done enough. But to me, you cannot keep having performances like this after battling Mook and Lux. Because I know I don't have a battle rap lifespan. Shout out to T-Rex. I don't have a battle rap lifespan. I haven't been around as long as you have or others. So I missed the Payverb era. But to me, the Payverb era becomes a blip on your legacy because you ended up getting Mook and Lux and arguably winning those battles. Having these kind of performances after battling that level of competition, these Mount Rushmore guys, these guys who are in the conversation for GOAT, having those types of rounds and battles, all it does is just really dilute and hurt your legacy. So Miss Hustle 3-0. Miss Hustle was dope. I enjoyed Miss Hustle's rounds. Bump show. I don't need a Showtime. I cut cable. Shout out to Miss Hustle. Woo. Man. So anything else you want to say about that? We can jump into the final battle.
I knew that was going to happen. I don't know what people expected, putting him on Kings vs. Queens. I knew that he was literally just going to double down. I mean, that's the brand, and that's that his Instagram lives are super popular. Like, people are going there just to hear him, talk about women that way, And so for his brand, like, if anybody didn't think he was going to go in there and do that, he could have rapped better. He could have angled it better or whatever, rather than just going in there on his swamp tip and just like highly disrespecting the female, like, and just getting 30. But like, yeah, he was on some poetry stuff too, man. He was on some, and it just kind of was like, yeah, man. And I love Verb. I love the Verb that battled Mook, the Verb that battled Twerk. I like watching Averb rap, and I like watching him, when he wants a battle. And then that wasn't it, man.
Yeah. And I feel like had he taken that approach that he has, like he has on his Instagram, and tailored it for Miss Hustle a little bit more and been more direct with it, then maybe he still gets around. I still think he loses. But I think he might at least get around. But yeah, just Verb, like you're a legend. You're a legend. You're one of the greats, but take some time off and decide if you still want to keep doing this, bro. Because you have nothing to prove. I think Steph Curry's what was the quote Steph said? I have a lot left that I want to accomplish, but I don't have anything else left to prove.
Yeah.
And, you don't have anything else to prove to anybody. You've done your work, you've ran your race. And if this is it for you, I would rather you stop now than continue to come out and get 30. All right. Tay Rock versus Official.
I didn't catch this one, so that's this one's gonna be on you.
Man. So Tay Rock versus Official. I got Official 2-1, second and third. I thought Official had some OBC here and there, but I think she had some dope punches in there. And then, I'm pretty sure you've heard about Rock's third at least.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of back and forth. Doing it for a whole round was OD. Like that was too much. I found it had points where it was funny. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't laugh at certain points throughout the entirety of it, But had he spent like maybe 8 to 16 bars, maybe 24 doing it, and then he spends the rest of his round bringing out the guns. I know he said he wasn't going to bring out any gun bars for that round, but bro, you can't put the guns down to try to have a roasting session, bro. Like, and like I said, I think shout out to Tony, bro. Shout out to Black Compass. I think that he summed it up perfectly. He said that hilarious, yes. Awful, yes. Should he have done it for a whole round? No. Like, yeah. So I got official 2-1. I think Tay Rock was really good in that first. I think he got that first round. And I think official had some fire. I had to go back and watch it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I seen one tweet that said crack Rock in the jaw like the cops coming or something like that. I was like, woo, yeah, that's crazy.
She had some heat for him, man. So I mean, I had Tay Rock. I had official 2-1. I
don't know everybody's how they spar or how they like if they call people. You know, I mean, not everybody's the same. Some people like. I think Loso told me that nobody heard Averb's rounds. You know, like he doesn't go there and spar with people outside and go over stuff or whatever. You know, and I don't know if Tay Rock raps his rounds to people, but if anybody heard that like a week before, and he had that third done like that, like if you didn't tell him, hey, bro, like not the whole round, like that, like you're a bad friend. You're a bad friend.
Fam. All right, so that's it for that. We got one last question that I didn't get to because it didn't fit in terms of the discussion. So I want to get this in. We're gonna get out of here. So this is from JC. He asked you, "What's your main process when writing your rounds?" And he says he said he'll smoke you too. By the way.
Yo, my guy JC, man, my guy JC. Hey, yo, I'm gonna call you this week, JC. I promise, man. We'll talk some battle rap or whatever. My main process in writing my rounds. I don't know if there's really like a method to it or not. Like I just said earlier, like I don't know if I said it on live or whatever, but I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and couldn't go back to sleep and literally wrote a round of material for one of my battles. Not the Ill Will battle, but like it starts clicking, I start writing. That's how it works, I decide if it's fire, if it's not fire, I put it to the side, and that's just kind of the process. I identify angles. I try to decide on which round certain angles go in. I identify are angles or ideas worth 16 bars or full rounds, like that type of material. When I battled Ilmac, I was going with the alcoholic angle, and I said this is a third round, the whole round type angle. When I've done battles in the past where I've started out with angles and dropped them and then got back to the punches. So there's really not a method to it, but I'll say this much. I'm very comfortable 4 weeks, about 4 weeks to 5 weeks out of the battle for like a big battle, like an Ill Will battle. I try to write a round a week, and then the last week, memorization tightened up, and work on the performance aspect of it. So that's what I'm comfortable with as a battler. I do take battles on 2 weeks notice and I'm still able to perform and do well. But a battle like the Stature of Ill Will, I like to have a month, and I like to really just hone in and write my rounds accordingly. So.